Hey, what's going on, everyone? Didn't expect Daniel Larson to crop back up again, with him being in jail and all. But I guess he still has people on the outside that he thinks are his friends, and he really wants to talk to them. I guess he really wants to talk to his adoring fans, all three of them. If you thought that he would maybe get some help from, the prison psychiatrist, and that maybe he would be doing a lot better mentally because of that, because he doesn't have as much access to the internet and licensed therapists and psychologists there in the prison. Yeah, well, you're wrong. Daniel sounds just as delusional as he's ever been, despite being in prison with a therapist and stuff. So let's take a listen. There's 4 calls that he's made over the past few days, and I'm just gonna play highlights from them because otherwise we'd be here forever. I will link the full calls in the description. Alright, so the first call was on October 7th, 2024 and was uploaded to a channel called Lil Sippy.
Okay, I got, I was looking on Pacer and the prosecution has filed a new thing in your case, a new document in your case that says you'll probably be in Springfield by December.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And also my lawyer, for some reason, has been, the last time I talked to him, which was early August, right? He told me that I was never in contact with the Vanderwalls or the label, which is false.
You said...
Because I was in contact with Grace before, and her mother.
Yes, he still thinks he's in contact with Grace. You would hope that he would be free from that delusion since he's been in prison, but no, sadly that's not the case at all.
Said that there's something in your discovery for your legal cases confirmed that you were talking to the Vanderwalls or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's confirmed, and there's even conversations in my legal discovery over social media where Tina has admitted to talking with me, which is true, where she's told me to stop listening to the trolls. The issue is, I was homeless, right? I had to make my own living. I had to try to survive, and it became a survival thing where I was trying to, literally stay alive. And my own family, was manipulating financials. They were telling me to cut ties with Tina, and I accidentally blocked the real Tina. Not the impersonators. I accidentally blocked the real Tina, and I lost contact altogether.
I seriously doubt that's the real Tina Vanderwall. 99.9% sure it's just another troll. Just gonna go out on a limb here.
Yeah. What people... So what?
Big issue is, Tina wanted me to cut ties with Grace, and stop talking to the impersonators and only talk to Grace. And what Grace was doing was she was getting me in contact with her management behind Tina's back. And so Grace got me in contact with everybody. You see what I mean?
Okay.
And then somewhere along the line, when Tina found out, because I reported it to Tina that Grace was actually in contact. Once Grace's mother found out, then Tina started having full-time contact with me.
Wow. Okay.
And then they were saying that I needed to have 5 songs, an EP, before I can get the label deal, which is supposed to be $35 million, or $36 million. It was supposed to be record-breaking record deal for 2023, but my family kept saying it was fake and wasn't real.
Who has taught you these lies?
Absolutely, positively, almost definitely not a troll feeding him lies. Seems totally legit. What are you talking about? The fact that he still believes he was in talks with Grace, and that he was being offered a record deal worth that much, is beyond insane. Like, you'd think the prison shrink would help him realize everything he believes is a lie, that someone has fed him this just to make fun of him for the amusement of the internet. But then again, I guess when you have delusions that have lingered for this many years, and you've had so many people validating them maliciously, well, I mean, I feel like if you're validating a delusion, it's inherently malicious, but so many people are validating the stuff that kind of delusion runs deep and ain't gonna go away overnight. To be fair, it's a process. I'm gonna skip a bit here.
While this was going on, law enforcement got involved and started telling me I was not in contact with Tina, and to block Tina again. And it became a war of who I was in contact with. And so I made the threat, which is why I'm here in prison, in jail. I made the threat to try to put an end to everything and drag everybody into the situation so I can handle things legally.
Error 043, accountability not found.
I just want to point out that these calls are recorded by the prison, so that means what he just said might actually be usable in court against him if this does ever go to trial, assuming he's ever found mentally competent to stand trial. Which, given what happens and what he says in a lot of these calls, I don't think that's ever gonna happen, at least not anytime soon. But let's continue.
You were emailing me last night talking about when you're gonna have a trial. You do understand that you have to, like, they've said you're incompetent to stand trial, and they'll probably hold you until you're competent. You got to kind of put on an act. If I were you, I'd kind of try to put on an act and, you know, act as normal as possible to try to, for the psychiatrist to say that you're competent, so you can just go ahead and take a plea deal and get out. Because
Yes, which is actually weird because nobody's telling me why I'm incompetent. Like, nobody has been telling me anything. They've been saying that I've been doing things very well and I shouldn't even be in custody. That's the word from the jail.
do you have any?
And the psychiatry.
I'm mashing X to doubt in that part where he claims people are telling him he shouldn't be in custody. Because if that were the case, he wouldn't be in custody right now. He probably wouldn't even been in custody in the first place, because my understanding, when the feds come at you, like, they only come at you if they know for a fact that they're gonna get a conviction out of you. Or it's very likely. So, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That just sounds like some cope to me.
Do you have any idea how long you'll be in Springfield? Are they going to hold you indefinitely until they say you're competent, or what?
That's what my lawyer is shooting for. Is he's saying that they're going to try to make me competent. I never even knew what Grace was even saying behind the scenes, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I figured that Tina was going to try to...
This call is from a federal prison.
I figured that Tina was going to try to stop Grace from having contact with me.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
Well,
you know?
just as you should probably just not mention Grace or Tina to any of the psychiatrists, because I don't think that's really going to help your case.
I don't think it's helping either.
Yeah.
Like, I asked my lawyer for verification on if it was really the real Tina.
And he said no?
And he said no.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird because it's confirmed that, yes, it was actually them. And I'm not saying that there was a fake involved, but what I'm saying is that I was definitely at one point in contact. You see what I'm saying?
Now he's convinced that Grace wants to contact him. This is the same Grace, mind you, that he's gone on record saying, and I quote, "I want her fucking dead." Now, maybe Grace is a little more chill, a little more compassionate than I am. But if someone said that about me and was obsessed with me to the degree Daniel is, I wouldn't want anything to do with them outside of filing a restraining order. Yeah, he's definitely talking to Liquid Tina over there. Skipping around again.
Go to Springfield, but What I want for you is I want you to get out, and I don't want you to sit in Springfield indefinitely. So, you know, there's the old saying, you fake it till you make it. You just gotta, you know, realize what makes you sound crazy and not say that, and just fake it until you can be found competent, and then just, you know, take a plea deal. And you've already sat for a long time. They'll probably just give you time served.
Right, and my big fear is I'm afraid that I'm going to have to plead guilty, because the thing is, if I plead guilty, then I don't think I can be with Grace.
Well, if you,
and I think
why do you think that? If you plead guilty, you might be able to get just time served. You might just be able to get out, but you have to be found competent before you can plead guilty, is what I'm saying.
Right, and I'm not saying I'm going to be facing a long time or anything, but I would plead guilty to a felony because I'm in the feds.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying?
But how does it affect?
Grace wants me to travel with her. She goes to London all the time. She goes to Paris. And there are certain countries, if I have a felony, I cannot go to.
Yeah,
and Grace has friends in those countries.
Yeah, there's certain countries. Yeah, I think you can go to London. I think the only main country you can't go with no felony is like Canada.
And Canada's a big one. I think her label's out of Canada, Columbia Records.
So if you,
I think it's out of Canada.
So if you do,
so there would be conflict there.
So if you do end up, being found competent, you're gonna try to go to trial and beat get a not guilty verdict on the allegations.
That's what we're trying, and my lawyer has told me that we're trying to get a not guilty. He thinks I'm a victim of the case.
Okay.
As far as trying to make everything work with the Vanderwalls, that's what I'm concerned about now. Because I told my lawyer I'm not going to plead guilty, and I'm not going to even make a decision until I know what's going on with Grace.
Sorry for the long clip there, but I just couldn't find a good spot to pause it. So dude wants to not take a plea deal if he's deemed mentally competent enough because he'll get a felony and he can't travel to certain countries with Grace, who is not the real Grace Vanderwall, by the way. Huh? And I don't think I need to tell you this, but if he did take the plea deal, that would result in a lighter sentence than if he goes through the trial and he's found guilty, which, let's be honest, he probably will be found guilty if it does come to that. Especially with the videos of him making threats alone, like that enough. To me, as a smoking gun, would be like, yeah, dude's guilty as shit. But I said to say, I just can't imagine him being found not guilty and beating the charges at all. And he really needs to get it through his head that he's not speaking to the real Grace and it's just trolls messing with them. Grace, I'm 99.99999% sure, wants nothing to do with him. Understandably so.
But I don't care about the feds too. I'm not scared of them. Like I said, I'm more scared from a legal perspective of trying to make everything work, because I made the threats because I wanted things to work and I was aware of all the drama and the trolls, and I needed security because I should have had security all along, especially bodyguards. Fans were like actually coming up to me in person.
Yeah, I know you've been dealing with a lot of harassment.
What am I going to do once I get out?
Yeah, a lot of harassment, but you don't have any idea when you'll be out?
I don't. My lawyer is saying, last I heard, that I'm going for 4 months, and if I get found competent, then I'm going to trial. So he said my trial could be sometime next year, but this is the first time I've heard of Tina trying to stop Grace, and I would like to know more information on that, but I am concerned that things aren't going to work out, because I also know that most of Grace's songs are about me. I've been listening to a lot of her songs.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say that Grace is not making songs about you. I think that's your delusions talking, man. Someone needs to take their meds. So that's the end of the first call, but Lil Sippy has 3 more of these. Let's see how nuts these get. Oh boy. This call, according to the title of the video, happened on the same day as the last one, and the title alone already tells me this is gonna be a doozy. I'm gonna skip the first 2 minutes since nothing really noteworthy is said, and just for the sake of time.
It's been confirmed that I am the victim in the case, and at this point I'm waiting on further information as to what's going to happen with the case.
I can't imagine him being found as the victim in all this when he was the one making these crazy threats. But delusions must be one hell of a drug. Maybe I should try it sometime, like seriously. I doubt the victim card is gonna work if he's ever found competent to stand trial, and I wouldn't hold my breath on that happening anytime soon, just going off of what I've already heard.
I don't know why Tina is so angry or upset at Grace trying to admit that she's in love with me and how she's been in contact. Which, yes, I did make the threats, and I admit to that. I've already admitted to it, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. You did this. You can't go around threatening to blow up buildings, especially not government ones. Just because you admitted to it doesn't mean it's gonna go away and they're just gonna be like, oh, he admitted to it, he's fine. Yeah, just let him go. It's no big deal. No, that's not how that works, man. You still gonna get slapped with a prison sentence, assuming, like I said, this actually does go to trial, and you intend to plead not guilty. And that's another thing, okay, so you've admitted to doing it, but then you're gonna plead not guilty, which they're gonna use the fact that you admitted to doing it as part of the case, I'd imagine. I mean, I'm no lawyer, maybe they can't, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe his defense could figure out some ways, some legalese to get around that. I don't fucking know. But if any of these calls can be used in court, that alone could be a big strike against you. Just saying.
And I want to make sure that, because I've already talked to Clark about it, because it is causing issues, and I've stopped contact with trolls, and I want to make that clear. Anybody who's trolling, I have to cut ties.
That one didn't age quite so well.
The irony of that statement is not lost on me.
Yeah, what if the troll's been trying to say are the trolls just basically saying that you're not in contact with Grace, he doesn't want you and all that?
Yeah, they've been trying to say that I'm not in contact, including law enforcement. Law enforcement, including my lawyer, has been trying to turn me against Grace.
Wow.
Yeah, so my own public defender is on purpose trying to turn me against Grace and trying to say that I'm not in contact when I've been fighting my case, arguing over the phone with my public defender. Look, I have been in contact and I don't care what you're saying because my legal discovery proves, and I'm going based off my legal discovery. And it's actually shocking that I hear that Grace was live and that Tina told her to stop because she needs to get it heard. Grace, if she cares about me, she needs to speak up.
Yeah, I understand.
I think it's safe to say Mans is a lost cause. Now he's convinced that the cops and his public defender are in league with the trolls? Huh?
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
What do I even say to that? Yeah, good luck ever getting deemed competent so you can plead not guilty, man. Good luck with that. Grace fucking hates you, dude. Skipping around again.
And then, apparently what I do know is Grace ordered the psych eval.
Wow.
So
Grace
is the one who ordered it. It wasn't the judge. Grace apparently, Tina got notified that I got arrested.
So Grace is involved in the court case now?
She's apparently choosing to be involved, and her mother, I guess, is now trying to take a step back. We shouldn't be involved. It's too much. But the thing is, they've kind of exposed themselves for being in contact. Huh. And my own family is we want things to work out. We want you to be with Grace. We didn't know you were. We thought you were lying. And now I'm kind of the monkey in the middle.
Question. How the fuck would Grace's family be making demands of the court if the court case is about you making terroristic threats? Grace's family would have zero input on that? only those involved in the case could either suggest or order something like that. That don't even make any fucking sense to me. Like, am I crazy? Don't answer that. I'm skipping around again.
Speaking in like an actual British accent, which
Is she British?
She admits in one of her songs.
This call is from a federal prison.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like I knew that because I was listening to her music long before I was even in jail, knowing things because she was leaking information in all of her songs.
You said her songs are about you?
Her songs, like, if you really listen to it, Lion's Den, Daniel and the Lion's Den, if you know the Bible.
Yeah. It's not about the Bible, it's about you?
It's apparently about me.
Oh boy. I don't have words for this man. They just need to lock him up in a mental ward and just never let him out. And take away his internet access because this is just fucking nuts. How is he even more delusional while in prison, supposedly getting help? Like, what is going on? I guess he's going the Chris Chan route where he just gets even more insane.
Yeah, so apparently, I'm still learning this, but one of the correction officers came up to me here at the jail and talked to me about how Donald Trump wanted me to be his vice president, because if he becomes president and I'm vice president, he can make it legal for me to be vice president at my age.
Wow. So
Similar to what he's doing with this felony thing that he had. He can make it legal.
So has that hit the news? Is that on the news that he wants you as vice president?
I don't know, but I've had one of the correction officers, like I said, come up to me talking about it, how they heard about it on the news.
Wow.
And I said I denied it. I didn't want to because I knew that it would be too much at the time, because this was back in 2023.
You think you could
when
handle...
he was first starting his campaign.
Do you think you could handle being vice president now?
If I knew a lot of information, yes. But the thing is, I've learned over time, just with my current case that I'm facing, I don't always know a lot of information. So I have to investigate things myself. I have to make a lot of guesses, whether it's right or wrong.
Man, oh man. I don't know how much more of this I can take, man. I feel like my brain is just melting trying to process this shit. His delusions have gotten this bad that he genuinely thinks Trump wants him as a VP? Or want him as a VP? Not to get political, because that isn't what this channel is about, but if Trump did that, you know damn well MSNBC, CNN, Fox, every breadtube / lefty political channel, and every so-called gossip rag masquerading as journalist would never shut the hell up about it. And would milk that story for all that it is worth. You would never hear the fucking end of it. Just saying. Alright, that's the end of that call. We're halfway through all the calls so far. Oh fuck, we're only halfway through this shit. So, in this call, little Sippy starts playing into Daniel's delusions by claiming that Daniel's music is being played worldwide.
Do have information that so basically these you know that your music has been all over the radio, right?
I did not know that it's all over the radio, no.
They've been it's not just the US, I guess they've been playing it even in like China and places like that. But especially the one song, what's it, Roaring Thunder?
Yeah, I know.
It's all over the radio. It's all in the clubs and stuff. And basically, these, I don't know why, but I'm getting a lot of feedback. My voice is echoing on the phone for some reason. But I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but there's these very famous rappers called Chief Keef and Lil Durk, and they just went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they basically said how much they want to collab with you. They want to do a collaboration, like an EP.
Lil Durk
Chief Keef
wanting a collaboration.
Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I used to have contact with them.
Really?
So that confirms things even crazy.
Well, they said they basically went on Joe Rogan and said they want to help you. Ever since King Von died, O Block has been so poor, and they say they want to collab with you to help save O Block. And
Daniel has learned nothing, it seems. He's still just as delusional as ever, as if the past 2 calls didn't already confirm that. And people like Sippy here playing into his delusions is just not helping in the slightest. I highly doubt Daniel knows these people, or if they would even fuck with him for real. Especially when they find out he creeps on minors. I'm pretty sure most rappers aren't cool with that shit.
I would think they would be able to get in contact with a manager or something. What label are you signed to?
So right now, I was supposed to be signed with Columbia Records, but I'm in here on threats, and I also made threats towards their record label.
So they dropped you as a client?
Yeah, because I never actually signed a contract. Grace was signing, I guess, the contract on my behalf because I asked her to, but I didn't know if it was actually done yet or not, because I was told by Grace I didn't need to sign a contract since I was dating her. It's automatic.
But has Grace been in contact with Chief Keef and Lil Durk?
I don't know. Since I've been arrested, I have not heard any information, and my lawyer, like I said yesterday, has even told me that I'm not in contact with Grace, I'm not dating her. My lawyer is trying to turn me against what is going on. So I don't know. I knew that my song Roaring Thunder was on the radio because I heard it one time on Denver radio station 101.1, which is like...
This call is from a federal prison.
The lawyer is trying to tell you the truth, Daniel, but you're too far gone to see it because you keep listening to these people on the internet that are not your friends. You think they are, but they're not. At this point, people need to just stop feeding into his delusions because he's already crazy enough as it is. You don't need to pour extra gasoline on the dumpster fire. I'm going to move on to the next call because the rest is Daniel insisting that he's been contacting Tina and Grace this entire time, which, you know, we all know he's not. And Sippy here just continues to validate this and just validates anything Daniel says. But one thing I do want to draw attention to is a comment someone left on the video that will definitely become important later.
Wait until you hear more about Lil Sippy. The man is not allowed within 500 feet of any school building.
Now, normally I wouldn't give a random comment that doesn't have anything to back it up too much attention. But this wasn't the first comment I saw alluding to Sippy being a sicko, because I saw someone else who had also covered these calls comment that and say that Lil Sippy's a sicko. So I went and did some digging and I found something pretty disturbing. We'll get into that later. Let's get into the final call. At least as far as I know, this is the last call he's made. So in this call, Sippy tells Daniel that there's been a video where Daniel's search history got leaked.
There's been a new video that I don't think it's real. It might be real. I don't think it is. But they basically said that someone snuck into one of your court dates and recorded, I guess someone was reading your search history off. They say it's your search history, and it's got over 60 million views on TikTok. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, no, I've actually, so I am aware that people have been sneaking into court. I am more than aware of it.
But they said that, just let me show you, let me have you listen to it. They say that this is the detective reading off your search history.
So there's fucking Puerto Rican, there is little girl porn, little girl stretching, Nazi flag patch sale, Nazi patch for sale, Antifa porn, little girls in swimwear, little girls rape porn, Ava Braun, Hitler birthday, girl school shooter porn, ghetto Hispanic porn, nudism, little girls, 6-year-old girl pussy, little girl pussy medical pic, HIV positive porn, rape porn choking, Asian nudist little girl, Mexican and white porn, school shooter porn. little girls kissing, going on to page 5, I smell N-word, midget porn, tomboy porn.
Is that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, is that real or?
I do have insider information that is also pretty sketchy. I was supposed to have court 2 different times. And both times I was told it got canceled after I was already taken out.
So do you think they've been having court without you?
I believe they might have been having court without me. None of that is true. And I don't know why they're saying that.
Now, according to multiple people in the comments, that's not Daniel's search history, but the search history of someone else named Nikolas Cruz. Someone else even states that the audio is from a video titled Nikolas Cruz's Depraved search history. I got no idea who this Nikolas guy is, but that search history sounds pretty fucked up. Lil Sippy then tries to get Daniel to start some shit with another locale named World of T-Shirts.
I was trying to, stop my relationship. I believe people are trying to stop my relationship with Grace.
I think they are. I think,
trying to hack my
what is
account.
the dude's name? Oh, he goes by World of T-Shirts. Isn't his name like Joshua or something?
Yes, and also I've heard things before I got arrested from him saying that, he was going to do... I don't know, but what he said was that he was going to try to mess things up.
I think he's trying to do something to basically steal your music. Well, it's obvious he's trying to steal your music, but I think he's trying to steal Grace through stealing your music. He just dropped this song, and it sounds exactly like Roaring Thunder. I mean, the cadence is exactly the same. You line them up on a DAW. The cadence is it's uncanny.
Holy crap! So you're saying somebody might be impersonating me?
He's not even impersonating you. He's taking your song and trying to take it as his own. And people have been accusing him of that, and he went on the No Jumper podcast with Adam 22, and Adam 22 brought up the allegations, and World of T-Shirt said he never even knew you. He's like, I haven't heard of Daniel Larson.
What the fuck?
But everyone knows that in the old deleted videos, you and him even met.
I was with him, yes.
So
what the fuck?
He's like, Daniel Larson, the name sounds familiar. I might have heard of him. But
no, this explains everything. I'm a victim of everything. I shouldn't even be in custody altogether. No wonder my mental health was affected. Because I knew something was up when it came to my music stuff.
Pretty sure none of this happened and none of this is true, but of course Daniel just eats this shit up, no questions asked. For someone who said he wasn't going to be talking with the trolls anymore, he is sure quick to trust them, isn't he? Holy shit. I'm actually going to skip the rest of the call because they're just talking about Clark. And fun fact about Clark, as I was looking at this video and just looking up stuff about Daniel in general, see if anything else had happened, according to the Reddit, and there's a video that I'll play in a second, Clark got into a fight a few days ago. The Reddit claims it was due to something online. I don't know what. No one in the thread posted a specific thing. But Clark got sucker punched by 2 other dudes. Yeah, I don't know the context for this fight, but I'll just play it real quick.
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to instigate. That nigga was pissing on me. Are you lying? That's you. I heard you was in the fucking talk thing. I feel like you're looking deep in my ass. Alright. Hey. One punch. I got it. Okay, bro. Talk about it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Break it up. Oh shit.
Okay, say what you will about Clark and his whole buddy trolling Daniel thing and all that, but dude did not back down and took them punches like a champ. He was throwing hands. He was fighting back. I gotta give him credit. I think most people would have tried to run. You got 2 people just wailing on you like that, but he was like, nah. If anybody watching this video knows the context of what led up to this fight, please let me know in the comments. But enough about this call though. Let's get into Sippy. So as I was looking into these calls, I saw multiple people mentioning that this Sippy guy has skeletons in his closet. And when I looked into it, I found some stuff that may suggest he's a scumbag. Someone made a post with receipts on Daniel Larson's Reddit, and oh boy, some of the shit in here is concerning. One of the things in here is apparently little Sippy is not allowed within 500 feet of any school, except to and from employment, and he has a curfew from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. with the exception of employment. That doesn't sound very good, does it? And there's another post here of some charges. One of them is fucked up. The first charge on this list is child abuse, intentionally cause harm, and that is listed as a felony. There's another charge here for battery and another for disorderly conduct. Both of those are misdemeanors. Unfortunately, the screenshot doesn't have any details on what specifically he did as far as the child abuse goes. So I don't know, but the res post goes on to show his ID with his face on it, and looking at the face on this ID versus the face when he shows in his videos, it looks like him. So yeah, we have alleged child abuse on the table. Assuming this actually is Sippy, which it looks like it is, but you know, I'm saying allegedly because in case I am wrong. And like I said, we don't know the specifics of the child abuse thing. I tried to look into threads, see if anyone had any more info, but I couldn't find anything. But if this is him, child abuse of any kind is beyond fucked. That is just so, that is pissing me off to the point where I almost don't even want to link to this guy's channel where he has these calls. Holy shit, because I don't want to give this guy attention, even though basically I am with this video. But yeah, what the fuck, man? I swear, it seems like the people who buddy troll Daniel, they tend to be like some of the worst people. Or just as bad as him in some ways, but I should have known something wasn't right when this dude had multiple Sonichu medallions in the first call with Daniel and his room looked like a mess. I mean, we've seen what just a single medallion did to Nick Renegade's. That shit is a cursed object that should be contained. It only brings calamity to whoever wields it. But that's gonna be where I end this video. Sounds like Daniel is just as nuts as he was before he got arrested, if not even more so, which is amazing, or horrifying depending on your point of view. I'm gonna go crash. Let me know what you think of Daniel's calls and this little Sippy guy. Fucking hell, man.